Welcome to Live at 5.
Thank you.
How do you like doing the videos?
I like doing videos, and I like recording. I don't like that much to travel, but I have to do it sometimes.
Well, we're grateful you came by today.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
I read you were a telephone operator before fame hit. Is that correct?
I started with that.
What happened one day? You got one busy call too many or one rude customer and you decided, I'm going to be a rock star? What was it?
That was when I ended school. I started to work as a telephone operator in a car firm. But at the same time I worked with a dance band. So that's how I started. That was a long time ago.
How did you eventually end up with ABBA?
Oh, that started, we were solo singers, both Frida and I. And Frida met Benny, and I met Björn nearly at the same time. And they were also very well known in Sweden. So it started very naturally, so to say.
As well known as you were in Sweden, did you have any idea you were going to become as enormously successful as you ultimately became?
I think I had a feeling of that when we won the Eurovision Song Contest in Brighton, '74. I had a feeling that we have really something more to give than this Eurovision song.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about 200 million records being sold, and you talk about an income for the group, an income that I think in 1979 topped $10 million a year. And I also read that the group is the biggest industry in Sweden, eclipsing Volvo, eclipsing Saab. How do you function as a major industry in Sweden, which is a socialist country with lots of taxes?
I don't like to talk about that very much because I'm not that involved. I have to be there at those meetings. I know where my money is invested, and but that's my kind of job. That's something we have to do because we have a very high tax.
What is the tax rate?
Situation in Sweden.
What is the personal tax rate over there?
87%.
87% of what you make goes to the government, and you get to keep a generous 13%.
Yeah. So we have to invest our money in different things.
There have been performers, people who have made a lot of money in Sweden, who've been tempted to leave and have left, in fact, because of the high tax rate. Have you ever been tempted to set up shop elsewhere in the world to avoid those very high taxes?
Of course, you think about that now and then, but we have invested our money very clever, and we are surrounded with people that we rely on and that can invest our money in a very good way. But I have no plans right now to leave Sweden, but Frida has left Sweden now for London.
Have we seen the end of ABBA, with you guys going your separate ways here and you cutting a single album?
At this point, we don't know. We just have said that ABBA is going to have a break because we have been working together for 14 years. And it's good after that to try something new. So
has it been difficult those 14 years? More difficult than fun, or more fun than difficult?
Both. It's good and bad. And it's good to be in a group because you rely on each other. But there also has been some bad times.
Well, we thank you very much for sharing these times with us today. It was great fun listening to your album and having a chance to chat with you today.
Nice
Good luck with a single.
Thank you.
Jim.
How do you feel about that 9 years on?
Well, it looks a bit strange.
The fashions change so quickly, don't they?
Yeah, it does, really.
Now,
Thank God.
well, you could say that. Since those days, 9 years ago, ABBA has become a corporation. Nick was saying earlier on about the way ABBA have been investing money in the oil market and so on. Did you ever think it was going to get that big?
Well, I must say, winning the Eurovision Song Contest give you a little sample, and it's a bit hard to break away from that, but we felt that we had a lot more to give than just this song. But of course you didn't think of how big we're going to be.
How did you actually form up? Was it purely, did you form up as a gimmick for the Eurovision Song Contest, or were you...
No, actually we were working for 4 years before that Eurovision Song Contest. We met in 1970, so we have been working for a long time now.
So 9 years on, you have decided not to split from ABBA, but to at least try out a few things on your own.
Yes, why not?
Why not?
It's good when you have been working together for 10 years and more to try something new and something different. And before we started the group, both Frida and I were solo singers in Sweden. So it's nice to take that up again, but it doesn't mean that we split the group. It just means that for a while ABBA is resting.
We saw you performing your new single earlier on, your solo single, which I'm sure you're going to get a lot of success with that. Mike Chapman is the producer of that, and he's done a lot of successful records over the years.
Yeah.
What other things are you going to be doing? Acting?
Yes, I did my first movie in Sweden last year, and that felt very exciting. That's something I would like to try again.
If you don't mind me mentioning this, but you were voted as having one of the prettiest rears in Europe the other year.
Yeah.
Does that sort of thing upset you at all?
Well, I don't think of it that much. It was when we did our tour that someone was writing about that. And, well, what can I say?
It must have been when you turned your back to the camera that happened.
Yeah.
Now, the acting we've spoken about, the solo single, what about ABBA? We've had a lot of phone calls this morning from people saying, when is the new ABBA single coming out? When is the new album coming out? Is there anything on the way?
And I can't tell you when, because, as I said, right now, the boys are writing on material for a musical together with Tim Rice, and Frida's working for herself and I'm working for myself, and we don't know at this point when ABBA is going together again, but we're sure going to do some more records. I hope so, really.
Right. Now, you've developed a fear of flying since you've been involved in the music business.
Yes.
When did this come about? You don't fly anywhere anymore, do you?
No, I've stopped.
When did you stop? When did you start stopping?
I stopped last autumn, because I've been flying now for very much around the world for 15 years, and I've never liked it. And now I'm very, very scared of it, and I've decided to avoid it as much as possible. And there's other way of traveling. I mean, at this promotion tour, I go by bus and by boat, and it's wonderful, really.
Very glamorous way to travel around, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Slow moving. Maybe you should do your European tour on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
It's rather nice. And yes, good luck with your solo career.
Thank you
Thank you so
very
much for sparing the time to come in this morning to Breakfast
Nice to be
Time.
here.
Nice.
Lovely to see you here on Breakfast.
Thank you very much.
Much has been said about how you didn't want the business anymore, but here you are, sat talking to me.
Yes.
So what's changed?
Well, some years has gone, and I have also done, after ABBA, I have done several solo records.
And was the voice okay?
To start with, it was a bit rusty. I could feel something was not as it was. So I had to take some lessons to remember how to breathe and to use my voice in a good way.
The single is called When You Love Someone.
When you really love someone.
When you really loved someone.
When you really love someone.
You really love
Yes,
someone.
yeah.
It's a sad song.
Yes, it is. It often is like that when I'm going to sing. But there are also nice and more up-tempo song in this album, I must say.
Are you drawn to the melancholy?
Maybe, because I'm a composer myself, and I'm a very romantic person, and I like sensitive songs, and songs where you really can tell a good story.
Everyone thinks they know you. Do you get that sense that people think they know your story?
Yes, in a way, but I'm not so sure that it's the right story. And I think I have been described as a very mysterious secret, like
a recluse.
Yes,
yeah?
yes. And it's not like that at all.
Tell me more. Tell me the real story then. Tell me.
Yes, I think it has been like that because after the ABBA years, we were all very tired, and we just felt that we have to do something else now. It has been too much now, and I felt very, very strong that I had to be for myself and just relax and try to get in a good balance again, because those were very hectic years.
Were those very unhappy times? Because people have described you as being depressed?
I think I was more like the black sheep, maybe, that I was someone that you can blame on. But we were actually very agreed about that we have to stop now, because we came to a point when it doesn't feel good anymore.
You used the word blame there. You said that people blamed you. Do you mean fans, or
No,
are you talking about...
I mean newspapers.
The newspapers?
Yes, I think it's very usual that you have someone to blame on, maybe, because people wanted us to go on, and we were just too tired, all of us. And I think that's understandable, but it's not so nice to be the one that they pick on and say it's because of her.
The song "The Winner Takes It All," that was written, of course, at a time of your breakup. Your former partner is with you in the band.
Yeah.
And you're singing about the pain of divorce.
Yes, but it was a challenge, really. And, you know, that divorce was not going on from one day to another. It was going on during a long time.
Was it difficult going on stage? People thinking of you as a, you know, happy-go-lucky, beautiful young lady, and you had all of this going on behind.
Yeah, that time was, of course, not so funny, because we were, I mean, our divorce and so, and then when Frida and Benny divorced, we were very sad about them. But to start with, it was not very nice, but we did it anyway, because we were all aware of that. We have to do this now, this is our thing.